Hello guys and welcome to some more Core 1 revision. This is completing the square. There are two types of questions you can be asked. The easier one is to turn something in the form x squared plus some amount of x plus some amount and to complete the square of that. And to do this is what you need to do. Now I know that looks horrific, but once I talk you through it you'll see it's actually really simple. So the first thing you do is put in brackets x and leave a space and it's all squared. The second thing you do is take your value for b and half it, hence the b over 2. The next thing you do is you take this value, square it and take away from the whole thing, hence this part. And then you add your c back onto the end. So let's do that with some numbers. Let's say it's x squared plus 6x plus 8. So the first thing we do is x and a gap squared. The second thing we do is half 6. So we put plus 3 in here. We then square this plus 3 to get 9. Take it away from the end. Then we add on our c. We all know that minus 9 plus 8 is minus 1. So the answer would be x plus 3 all squared, take away 1. As simple as that. So all you have to do is in your brackets, half your b value, then you square it and take it away from the end, and then you put your c on the end. Simple as that. Sorry about that cut. Now again, the harder version of completing the square is when you have some amount of x squared plus some amount of x plus c. The formula for this is a little bit more complicated, but again, if I walk you through it, it is actually fairly simple. The first thing you do is put down your a and your x in brackets squared. This makes sense because if you had x times x, you get x squared times the a, gets you this part. We now do the same thing with our b value and half it. Then we also need to take into account this a, so we divide it by 2 and then by a, hence the b over 2a. The next thing we do is we're going to square this and take it away, but again taking this into account, so we square it, then times it by a, and then take it away. And then finally add on our number at the end. So let's do this with some numbers. Let's say 3x squared plus 18x plus 7. First step is to put down our 3 and inside our brackets our x and our squared sign. For b, we then divide by 2, gets us 9, divide by 3 in our case, gets us 3 again, so we're going to add 3 on. 18 divided by 3 times 2, 18 divided by 6, 3. The next step is to take away this number, squared is 9, times, well in our case 3, 9 times 3 is 27. So we take that away, then add on our c, which is 7 in this case. So our final answer would be 3x plus 3 squared minus 20. So it's as simple as that. That's the hardest question you can get asked on completing the square. And it's literally just remembering the steps. Although this looks like a horrible way to remember it, I think it's actually really simple once you get into it. And if you're ever unsure, you can always check by just working out your answer. So we've got this. Let's do it. So x plus 3 squared, that would have x times x is x squared, x times 3 is 3x, 3 times x is 3x again, 3 times 3 is 9, minus 20. Then times through by the 3 gets us 3x squared. This adds to 6x times 3 is 18x. That's minus 27. Well, that's plus 27, even. Minus 20 gets us 3x squared plus 18x plus 7, which is what we started with, so we know it's right. So if you're ever in doubt, you can just work it out. But as long as you remember this step, well, at least you don't need to remember this formula, you just need to remember the steps to do it. And again here. So the steps are, first thing you do is put down your x in brackets squared. The second thing you do is half your b value, the amount of x you have. And you put that into here. The third thing you do is square whatever you just got for step 2 and then take it away from your whole thing. And your fourth step is to simply add c at the end. Here it's a little more complicated. First step is to put down with your a. Second step is to half your b value and then divide it by a and then put it in there. Third step is to square that, times it by a, and then take away from the whole thing. And your fourth step is again just to add c. So if you can remember those 4 steps for each of the 2 versions, you'll be flying and you'll have no problem with completing the square. And of course remember, you can always check it by just doing a little bit of working out with your answer. So thank you for watching, I hope this has helped. I'll see you guys later.